between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready? Warriors 70.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These two teams, the Bengals and Titans, you might remember they met in the divisional round of the playoffs last year. And that was a shocker. Titans seeded #1 at home, coming off the bye. They were upset by the upstart Bengals, 19-16 on a 35-degree January day in Nashville. On 2nd and 9, Willis. That's complete to Treylon Burks. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. This defense for the Bengals, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope they'll recover.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. The Titans at 500, sitting at 5-5. They've been playing their best football of the year. Winners are 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Roll, roll, roll.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
How about that run? Picks up a 1st down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
An 11-yard pickup for the Titans and a 1st down. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line. It's a tight end. It's your wide receivers. Everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. So now out trots the former Bengal kicker, Randy Bullock, for the field goal. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. Bullock's kick is good, and the Titans hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground, because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense, because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
Here we go.
Burrow going to lead up the Bengals here, 1st and 10 at their own 27. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On on the ground. This is Joe Mixon. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown.
Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third.
Mustang 19.
Now Willis to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he will have a Titans first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Off the play fake, here's Willis. Over the middle, into the hands of Burks. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
To throw, here's Willis. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
At their own 19-yard line. Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
On 2nd and 10, Burrow. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Back to Mixon on second down. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. Touchdown! Jamar Chase, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
14.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Henry again on second down. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on it. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the 1st.
It's been a good drive so far. They just wanted to keep it going, so they call low-risk, low-reward play. No one's worried about picking up big yardage here. Quarterback sneak, keep the chains moving, and pick up another 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Running from the gun with Henry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Let's go, let's go, let's ready.
2nd down, they go again with Henry. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Henry. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. Runs over it. 96 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Well, partners, my old man used to say, make sure you strap up tight if you're going to try and stop one of those big horses out there. As you just saw there, this guy does not go down easily.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry. That's rushing touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Titans have got it back to within a score. Bullock good on the extra point, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive one made it to the end zone. Drive two resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. Finding room at midfield. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. The ball comes out inside the 10. It's picked up by the Titans. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Okay, ready?
They begin with Henry. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a game.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. Tackle made that time by B.J. Hill. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll look to Willis to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll try the right side with Henry. And some room to roam now. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Tiger.
Willis now off play action. This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 more yards there and another 1st down. He's the reigning AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and defensively they have to find an answer for him.
And that's what you would do if you were calling plays, right?
Yeah,
you'd make sure that
absolutely.
he gets targeted. But the thing about it is the route running. That's what makes him so dangerous, is because no matter what is presented defensively, he runs his route with such skill that he's able to go up and get the football first in each and every situation.
It's a play fake. Here's Willis. That's to Burks, and he's got it. Touchdown, Tennessee. A great play there. 31 yards. And the Titans will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point and good by Bullock. And it's now 17-14. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. 3 throwing now. Burrow on first down. Buying time to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
But that was actually throwing game 101 right there. You challenge double coverage like that, you're liable to get burned. Fortunate, that was just incomplete.
On one, ready?
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Burrow looking to pass. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
On one, ready?
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. Pass thrown right back to Joe Mixon. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Here we go, here we go.
They will throw on first down with Burrow. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Bengals with work to do in this 3rd quarter, but they'll get the football first as we are back underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the 2nd quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Now it's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Here we go.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Burrow. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on first down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll make it only to the 43, a gain of 2. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Burrow on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield or man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays just like that one we saw there.
The Bengals bring out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
145 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw, Willis.
He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. The 20. Touchdown, Titans.
Chigakakwo.
73 yards as his guys are able to extend their lead. Here's Bullock now for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go, here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 28 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. First down. Here's Burrow. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll bring up 2nd down. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD.
Joe Mixon.
His 2nd TD of the game and 16th on the season.
And the Bengals have cut it back within a score. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10.
And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Henry again on 2nd down.
Shoves him aside. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
157 yards rushing for him now on 25 carries.
A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
Now they'll look to Willis to pass it here.
And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Henry up the middle. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out.
Second and 4.
Again, it's Henry. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front 7, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Here we go, here we go.
Inside handoff, Henry. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down.
2nd down throw coming by Willis.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's not locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
And the Bengals are right back in this football game.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Mixing up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. From midfield now, Burrow.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it.
That's taken in by Higgins.
And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. That'll give them 8 that time, and that's going to make it 4th down.
McPherson's kick is good.
And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive, because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the 1st quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go.
And we essentially have a brand new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this fourth quarter. And a tackle there by Jermaine Pratt.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
2nd down, here's Willis. Out route, and this is Henry with a catch.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. That's a first down pickup for Tennessee on a gain of 10.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
To the air on 1st down, here's Willis.
Looking right sideline, that's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunky yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Second down, they go again with Henry.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Give him 5 yards there, and it's enough for the first. And now a timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Again to Henry. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports.
2nd down and 3.
Henry running right. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
To Henry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Derrick Henry. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
3rd down, goal to go from the 8.
And into the end zone for a Tennessee touchdown. Derrick Henry. touchdown number 22 on the season.
And the Titans have broken our tie and have taken a fourth-quarter lead.
Fully good on the extra point. They will take a 7-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Throwing, Burrow.
And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down.
Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he is going to have the Bengals first down as they wind up getting 13 there on 4th down.
They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down.
2nd and 10. Burrow.
He's going to wind up and air it out.
On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted.
Picked by Kevin Byard.
And the Titans have just about sewn up this football game.
Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we? No. Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball by understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And good real estate people tell us all the time, it's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for the Titans, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs.